Welcome to the Geek-Posium.
Good evening, everyone. It's the Geek-Posium. It is, of course, another Saturday. It's the 1st of March, which, of course, means that we are almost out of winter. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see.
Soon I'll be out of this frozen hellhole.
We'll see.
I mean, me personally, because I'm moving back down south.
It's not really a south direction. It's more of an eastern direction. You just happen to be
south.
Is it south? All right.
It's southeast, but it's south.
It's more of an eastern.
No, it's south.
Anyway, the joy of joys, as it is. Lots of information out there in the world today. The biggest one being that, did you see the mainstream media is pushing for Hassan Piker to be their left-wing Joe Rogan?
And then he immediately called for the death of a senator. Yes.
Immediately calls for the death of a senator. Immediately says, Hassan Piker said that people should. Hassan Piker said, murder. Hassan Piker said, Rick Scott, who is a senator of Florida. That's what Hassan Piker said. Those were his words. I had to say that 3 times. So if someone clips this, it's gonna be very hard to go and get that right.
Good job, Trash Taste, on picking guests. Perfect job picking guests.
Oh, poor Trash Taste. Poor Trash Taste. But like, I saw this and like everyone's talking about it. Oh, hey, we're live. Asmund Gold. I always forget to mute my phone before we start. Asmund Gold is sitting there talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. And I'm just sitting back going, you're joking. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
No way.
There is a way. There is a way. Someone managed to fuck it up. Monster Hunter Wilds has come out. How do I know? Every VTuber's playing it. There's no other game being played on Twitch right now by any VTuber but Monster Hunter Wilds.
There's an article I almost picked out that said the Power World developers gave their entire staff the day off to play Monster Hunter Worlds. Because they said, you're gamers, we're gamers too. We're going to be playing it. You're going to be calling off to play it. Just take the day off.
We understand. So very funny. In other VTuber news, Globey, who is the corporation that Bonnie Barkswell works with, last I saw, they recently fired 2 of their VTubers. And the termination was quick and happened midstream.
I think I saw that.
And I was like, what? The heck just happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Like, I'm like, I can understand firing someone. Midstream is a bit much. Like, what were they doing midstream?
Yeah, what was going on?
From what I can gather, it was due to lore issues, because they didn't like the fact that one of the VTubers' lore dealt with a mafia background, apparently.
Oh.
And I don't know if the corporation made the lore, or if the VTuber made the lore, but like, it's already out there. It's too late. Deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, and like they management kept trying to get her to apologize, and she's like, no, not apologize. No one cares about the mafia. Well, have you not watched JoJo? No one cares.
Not watched. Have you played Like a Dragon?
It's different. That's Yakuza. They don't think of Asians as having a criminal element. They don't understand.
I just went to the movies to try to decompress from the bar exam, and join the movie club, and the movie club commercial was all mafia memes.
Of course,
all like, we're gonna make you a deal that you can't refuse. You might get a pair of tickets that fell off the back of a truck.
I might have picked the best VTuber with a mafia background. And it's like, why does the mafia background guy know all these weird conspiracy theories? I don't know. Why would someone in the criminal element know a bunch of government secrets? Why would that be a thing? I wonder why. I mean, where would be the historical connection there? I wonder where that could have started.
Especially a VTuber from who occasionally sounds like he's from New Jersey.
Two fingers. Anyway, watching all of that craziness going on. So that all happened, and the second person was apparently fired for standing up for them. I guess I don't like that's what I was hearing, but I can't confirm. And I'm like, but to cut them in the middle of stream, just
in the middle
cut them
of streaming.
out of. I'm like, whoa, hey, like do it after stream is over. Like, hi, listen, you're terminated. We're very sorry. This was your last stream. Have yourself a good day. That's all there is to it. Midstream's a little bit extreme. I don't think
it might have been the order just might have come down effective immediately. And when effective immediately means effective immediately.
See, I understand effective immediately, but also like someone should have responded back with, they're in the middle of stream. If we do it right now, it's gonna look really bad for the corporation. We should probably wait until they're done streaming. But if you tell me otherwise, I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
Like I would immediately cover my own ass. But what they did was not covering their ass. What they did was terrible.
No.
I was like, what are you people doing? You're all crazy. You're all nutso, schizo, random. Something weird that's going on in VTubing world is a lot of VTubers are like, they're nationalizing slightly. Like the Filipino ones are becoming extra Filipino. The American ones are becoming extra American. The Canadian ones are showing their ass. We see you. We know who you are.
Lord.
Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of Canadian VTubers that I like. There's like two of them.
Two of them.
Yes. One of them happens to be Sakana, but
the Fishman himself.
The Fishman himself. No one. Listen, whenever I do those stupid who's your phase idol gift things, I keep getting Sakana. I'm going, yeah, he is my idol. He's living my idol dream. It's true every time.
Lord.
But a lot of VTubers keep mentioning like where they're from and their overall background, like, and don't get me wrong, I don't really care. Like, you do you, be proud of where you come from. I am an American. I am grossly American. I'm super American. I talk about how great America is all the time. But to hear my favorite VTuber, who was from Canada, who got a green card for America, go, America, yeah, I'm going, yes, you've converted. You're one of us now. You're one of us now. Yeah. That's right. Shit talk Canadian bacon. Shit talk Canadian bacon all day. That's right. They don't have real maple syrup. Maple syrup comes from Vermont.
Slow down there, Viva Fry.
He's next.
He was the first, I thought.
No, he doesn't have his green card yet, but he's almost there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize he didn't have it yet. That explains why he keeps going back to Canada.
Yep. That and family obligations, but yep. But as I was saying, but like, yeah, I'm just like, yes. Canadian VTuber becomes American VTuber in real time while making sourdough bread.
Hold on there, TradCon.
She'd be perfect if she was real. But she's a VTuber, thus not real.
Thus not real.
Yes.
She's a VTuber, therefore a girl failure.
No, not a girl failure. Just Used to be girl failure. VTubing apparently made her go, women are disgusting. I need to fix myself. I'm going, yes, you're learning. You're learning. Most men like VTubers because most VTubers are girl failures, and we go, we can fix them. I'm going, stop that. Stop that right now. You can't fix them. Okay, women can't be fixed. They have to fix themselves. All right. There's a reason why I do all the cooking, because I can't trust women with cooking. They'll kill me. It's too important of a job to give them. I'm considering removing child rearing too. Considering it. Although I will say this: if you have a small child and you are a woman and your husband comes home, if you hug him every day he comes home and give him a big yay for about a week, the children will do the same thing, because it's a imprinting thing. So it's like woo, and then after about a week, you don't have to do it anymore. They'll do it for you. And then once they stop, you gotta start it up again. And that's it. That's all there is to it. The things I'm teaching my cousins' wives, probably not great, but it's gonna give them a great feeling. Well, do you know all these things, Darren? I've raised a lot of children. A lot of children. All my cousins.
That unintentionally builds bonds between the family.
It does, and it's a very important bond, and it helps keep the marriage intact. No matter, because at the end of the day, my children love me, which means my wife loves me, blah blah blah, etc. etc.
etc.
etc. etc.
No one steps out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And all parties' decisions become less the internal book of grudges that all spouses keep, and more, how can I make things better?
Exactly. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Monster Hunter Wilds has come out. Did you know it has a breast toggle? It just goes up and up and up and up and up and up and up. This is a blatantly Japanese game, because unlike Cyberpunk, which has a breast toggle, but it doesn't get as big as I want.
Word.
The biggest I can get is like maybe a small C to a large B, and I'm like, I just want bigger. Give me bigger. But in Monster Hunter Wilds, double D, G, J, K, and then after that you need mods. But
that's the point, you need mods.
At that point you need. But if you need something bigger than a K, God bless you. God bless you. One last thing before we get into the actual show. I'm not sure if you've been seeing this on Twitter, but I've been seeing this on Twitter, is that a lot of writers and creators for newer anime, like Jobless Reincarnation, the creators are going, I write for me. You can criticize and critique all day, but I'm not changing or censoring what I'm writing. What happens in the anime that gets censored is based on the choices of the director, but I firmly do not want that to happen.
They're learning.
Him, like 5 other writers and creators are like, yeah, no, I'm not censoring my shit. I don't care.
The writer for SAO started pandering, and then he stopped, and then he realized, no, this is shit, and he started rewriting. He started rewriting SAO as SAO Progressive, because he realized, trying to pander is just making the story shit. I might as well start over.
A lot of these guys are learning that the best way to do good work is to write for yourself.
Yeah, write something you want that you would enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's something that I think everyone should do as a creator. Make something that you want. I know we've ragged on Dragon Age Veilguard a lot, and it deserves to be ragged on. Deserves it, absolutely. But the problem is that they were passionate about the message. They were not passionate about the game.
Yes.
And you can see that in the game itself. The game I'll tell you right now, the game mechanics and the like watching people play, the game looks super fun to play. The story is absolute shit. It suffers from the same thing Andromeda did, which was this gameplay is amazing. Why is the story so subpar?
Why does the story suck? Why you're trying to make a joke. Why doesn't this joke land?
Yes. And in Veilguard's unfortunate issue, it's literally you're very passionate about the message, you're not passionate about the game or the story. You could care less. And
which sucks because that's what made the original Dragon Age, and that's what really made Dragon Age 2.
Yes, the story in Dragon Age 1 was great. It was great.
It was one of the best stories in fantasy, not just video games, fantasy.
It was very formulaic. It was the hero's journey. It was very much a claw to power while you're trying to save the nation while also at the same time being hunted by the nation.
Yes.
It's a great story. It's very well thought out.
Just because it used traditional tropes and used traditional plot lines doesn't make it not good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to color within the lines before you can go freeform.
Yes, and freeform was Dragon Age 2.
Which was why it was better, but it built upon what Dragon Age 1 had, and then it's like, okay, we've got this solid foundation. Let's go nuts.
Yes, and then Dragon Age 3 was a mixture of both, which really was the continuation of Dragon Age 2's DLC story.
Yeah, it's DLC story.
Which was a good DLC story. Don't get me wrong, great story.
Yeah.
But if you didn't play the DLC, you were a little bit lost. But if you did play, you're like, oh my god. Like he showed up and I'm like, no, I killed him. He's dead. No. Why
is he here?
I killed him. But you can see it in the writing, and I think that's the issue right now. Is a lot of these writers, they're not passionate about the writing; they're passionate about their message.
Yeah,
and you're seeing that a lot in a lot of these other shows. I watched one of the newer Batman series recently. I think it was Batman Caped Crusader, and it had everything that a normal Batman the animated series show would have. They added a little more noir to it, but the pacing was terrible because the messaging was terrible. And I'm like, this should land, but you've written it poorly. You've executed it poor. Like there's an episode where so there's a carnival and this kid goes to the carnival before it opens, and this goth girl, like, who's around the same age, like, goes, come on, let's sneak in and be bad. What are you afraid? I'm going, oh, this is an evil carnival. So Batman shows up, and apparently the evil in the carnival is the goth girl itself. The goth girl is actually a vampire. Spoilers, who the fuck cares?
Spoiler.
And like, she's the one who's been kidnapping all of these children, and she accidentally hurts and kills her brother because while trying to escape with one of the kids. And she goes, it doesn't matter. My brother will always forgive me. And Batman goes, he's dead. You killed him. She goes, no. I'm going, and that was the end of the episode. I'm going, that was way too fast. It was way too like fast. She should have killed him much earlier on in the episode. Maybe at the midway point. She did it at like the beginning of the third act. There was a weird battle between Batman and a bunch of circus freaks, which was unnecessary because it didn't add anything to the plot, and they had no clue about the vampire girl.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's lots of things here. This should have been either a 2-part episode, or you should, like, there were parts you could have just outright removed, gotten rid of. And the whole thing ends with this 5-minute sequence with Harvey Dent getting attacked and becoming with the acid splash to become Two-Face. Which, good, awesome. Why did it take you 5 minutes? You could have added those 5 minutes to that whole other thing, made this longer, made this better. You did everything right. You did it in a poor sequence. Your pacing was all over the place.
Because you weren't caring about the story.
Mm-hmm.
You were caring about the message.
The message was corruption in government is bad, and people have to stand up against bullies. I'm going, and because it was supposed to be an episode about the Dark Carnival, but it kept circling back on Harvey Dent trying to run for mayor and like running low on money, and like the mafia is offering him money.
So it's like Batman's dealing with side. Meanwhile, this is what's going on in the greater world, but the
pacing was all off.
Yeah, they were effing the pacing
because they were too worried about the too worried about the message, not about the story, and that's a problem I'm seeing in writing, and it's an issue. It's an issue, and that's why I'm not too worried about a lot of these people who are like, oh no, we're losing TV. Whatever will we do? I'm going, well, we'll do what we used to do. Go on Newgrounds and find something freaky.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, some of the more liked newer things are things that started off on YouTube as animated shorts, animated things.
It's not like bad writers. I mean, it's not like there aren't good writers out there.
I'm sure there's great writers out there.
Great writers. They're just not high. They're just not screenwriters now.
I mean, even screenwriters. Rian Johnson is a very good example of this. Rian Johnson is very good at making political movement movies. He's very good at that. His messaging movies are great. Him being in charge of Star Wars, huge mistake.
Huge mistake.
He is not a Star Wars fan. He doesn't understand the Star Wars message. I blame Anno for this. This is all Anno's fault. This is Evangelion's fault.
Why are you blaming Hideki Anno?
This is Evangelion's fault.
Why are you blaming Evangelion for this?
So Evangelion is, of course, a deconstruction of the mecha story, correct?
Correct.
Now, the East understands that to best do a deconstruction, you must first love and have passion for the original work. And Anno is the most passionate and loving person for everything he's ever deconstructed. Everything he's ever worked on, he has deconstructed, he is loved wholeheartedly.
Yes.
Absolutely. The West, unfortunately, just sees that Evangelion did good and was a deconstruction. But the people who deconstruct those things on the Western side do it from a side of contempt for not just not just like the source material, but the genre as a whole.
And that doesn't work.
That does not work. It shows your ass.
Yeah.
So this is unfortunately
Anno's. Do we blame Evangelion for that? Do we blame Evangelion and Anno for that, or do we just blame people showing your ass? Because deconstruction has existed before Evangelion.
Yes, but deconstruction wasn't a like a Western idea. We should totally do this all the time until after Evangelion's revival.
It was starting to get big before Evangelion's revival, and that's maybe Evangelion. Maybe Rebuild just helped it escape academia.
Maybe, but
it had been building for decades in academia.
But I do know that no matter what, on any anime forum or whatever, people would always say you should go check out Evangelion to normal people who would just want to see anime. And unfortunately, I think the wrong people got Evangelion. These same people read C.S. Lewis, they read Nietzsche, they read Hewitt, but they don't understand Nietzsche or Lewis or Hewitt. They think they do, but they don't understand. So they end up with that coming with the wrong answers and going, I totally understand these things. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't understand. You don't understand. Okay. When Nietzsche said God is dead, he wasn't doing that in a form of proclamation of woohoo. He was doing it in a form of fear. Oh no. That means the only thing man has to go and believe in is himself. And man cannot control himself.
Yeah.
But yes. Oh, let's get into the news.
Before we do that, one other thing. Speaking of giant robots, I went and saw the the Origins movie for the new Gundam series that's coming out.
Okay, I'm gonna let you. Do you want me to let you have the stage and you can talk about it? I'm gonna grab a drink. We'll have my headphones in. I can listen to you, or do you want me to try?
I prefer you engage, but I can start
Okay.
while you're grabbing a drink.
Yeah, I need a drink real fast because my I'm getting scratchy. You can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
How do I?
You took Tara just took me off the screen, and now I have the screen. Okay, so new movie. It was Mobile Suit Gundam. I was like GQ. It was GQuux, is I think how they pronounced it. It was GQ UUUUUUX. So Universal Century, except not Universal Century because it's alternate universe. The split in the timelines between regular Mobile Suit Gundam Universal Century and this new series, which is the first half of the movie. Char captures the RX-7 Gundam. He doesn't just command the initial mission from the bridge. He goes in his red Zaku that goes 3 times faster or whatever. Has a premonition that, oh, there's something special in here, and captures the RX-7 Gundam. And it goes hard on, oh, new types have these psychic powers, they can sense things. Char intuitively figures out how to goes through the what's his face main character's name of Gundam, who you don't see in this. Amuro. He has the Amuro figuring it out, but does it quickly because, like Amuro, Char's a new type, and that breaks the time. That changes the timeline. Now, because of that, they're able to capture the RX-7 Gundam. Zeon starts winning. Zeon starts winning the war, but instead of Zeon dropping colonies, it's Earth trying to ram colonies into Zeon's colonies. And you have this big final battle. Of course, Char's Char. He's trying to betray Zeon leadership because he's Char. But something happens because they install something that causes the Gundam to be controlled by his mind because of new type. And he goes and somehow travels through time or another dimension. I don't have enough drugs to understand what happened. Then time skip. Char's wingmate is leading a secret mission to try to find the RX-7 Gundam. And then it goes to there's these then it goes to our actual main character of the series, who's a schoolgirl who gets pulled into giant robots fighting for sport using surplus equipment. And it's like sort of like G Gundam. It's interesting. The art's good. They do a really good job at the beginning of copying Tamino's art style, except for the mechs. The mechs are done like this new series. It's done by Studio Kara. And those new studios. You're on mute, by the way, Darren. It's done by Studio Kara, so all the mech designs they all look like the new Evangelions. And the RX-7 in particular looks fucking weird. It kind of looks like when you're watching Strange New World or Star Trek Discovery, and they show the Enterprise. It's like, that's supposed to be the classic Enterprise, but it's too Kelvin. Someone just knock on my door.
Okay.
1 second. But like it doesn't, like in the first half of the movie, it doesn't look right because they do a really good job of emulating Tomino's drawing style, except for the mechs. But then they do the time jump to where they're trying to find they're in the future. They're trying to find half of it's trying to find Char and Char's Gundam. The other half is the fighting, and they intersect. All the new character designs are done in a very Studio Trigger way,
Okay.
but it works. Like, you don't expect it to work because 70s design, 2010s design, but it's still anime, so it works. But if you see the main, let me pull up the main character for G-Quox. Like,
Let me know when
if you
got it.
if you can share my screen.
You got it?
Like, that's the new Mac. That's the new Mac. That the main character eventually gets. Arcs. Do they have? Yeah, that's the Arc 7.
Keep painting it red.
Not just that. Look at the body and stuff, and like the lankiness.
Check out the teeth. It has teeth.
It has teeth.
See.
But it's red because one of the things they do is when Char captures it, they repaint it red because Char.
It goes faster because it's red.
Because it's red. But let's see. If I go back to. Like, very Studio Trigger character design.
Yep.
Which Studio Trigger is another descendant of Studio Gainax. Like, that's the main character. That's
no.
But Char still looks like Char. But it works. There's Char's new wingmate, like that's still like sort of in between. Like he would fit in the 70s, but even though it's a modern, like 70s Gundam, even though that's more of a modern design.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Now,
so, it's pretty good. It wasn't what I was expecting. I didn't expect to. I go in saying, "Oh, this is going to be like G Gundam. It's going to be robots fights as a sport." And then I got an hour of alternate history, Universal Century.
You're like, this is not what I signed up for.
Which was great. And then I see all that, and then it's a middle school girl going to school. It's like, how does this have anything to? Oh, okay. I get it now.
Why did this happen this way? Because it did. Because it did.
And I think I'd give it like a 3 out of 5, or maybe a 3.5 out of 5. There's some pacing issues, but I think part of that is this is the Origins movie. It's trying to set up this new world.
Yeah, let's be honest here. Gundam pacing's never been great.
1, Gundam pacing's never great. 2, they're busy trying to set up a new world.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to go through, okay, this is how it's split off from Universal Century. Here's all the things that happen. Now let's go for it.
There you go.
It's in theaters right now. I think it's still in theaters tomorrow. I'm not sure. But eventually you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
It was beautiful to see on the big screen. I will say that. But again, 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. Just
Sorry, I'm watching Kai Cenat get brigaded in real time.
Why?
One word, 3 syllables. PewDiePie. He said something about PewDiePie and how you can understand how people watched him originally. And listen, I was not a PewDiePie fan, but I understood how he made good content. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't for me, but I
It
got
wasn't for me, but he made good content for his audience.
for a not only his audience, but an ongoingly growing audience.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's like, I get it, I understand. It's not for me. It's not my jam. I'm busy watching Internet Archivist. You know, I'm busy watching Blood Sports. I'm busy watching God knows what else.
What the hell happened to Internet Archivist? I haven't seen anything from him in like over a year.
Oh, you should ask his friend Jim.
Oh, I'm an internet historian, not internet archivist.
Internet
I
historian.
got them confused. I know what's going on with Jim.
Okay. But yeah, that's an ongoing. I don't know, honestly. I think he just got out of the game. I think everyone just
Yeah.
I think most of them got out of the game. Although I did see Sargon went live today. I was like, Sargon, you're going live on Not the Lotus Eaters
Not Lotus Eaters?
to talk about Trump? What year is this?
What year is this?
People are all mad because someone's bad mouthing PewDiePie, and Sargon's talking about Trump on his own channel. Where am I?
Was this a decade ago?
I will say I did see someone try someone was like, look, season 2 of Lucky Star. And I'm like, oh, I looked up, I'm like, no, you're just fucking with me. There's no second season. You're just fucking with me because all this other shit's going on. So you're just fucking with me now. You see history repeating itself, and you're just fucking with me.
All we need is Haruhi season 3.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Leave it. You leave that where it was. Okay, it's bad enough. Apparently, Homestuck came back to Katsucon. Don't start bringing back the demons. Leave the demons where they are.
Why are you calling Haruhi a demon?
I just remember yaoi paddles. It was a dark day. There were dark times.
Anyhow, it's 38 minutes. We probably should actually get into articles.
Yes, I tried, but I forgot about movie review.
So, Kazuna AI returns to the world with a new model.
It's apparently the same original actress. So good on them.
Yeah, more adult. I'm just trying to. I was just trying to pull up the. You don't really see the full model in the video.
Yep.
But she's grown up, just like you should have, you weeb.
Who, me? I grew up just as fine, thank you.
I wasn't talking about you.
But Kizuna I came back, and I saw this, and when I saw this, hilarity ensued. Because every single VTuber that's like huge was like, Kizuna I's back. What year is this? I'm going this, and then people are brigading because of PewDiePie, and I'm going everything's coming back. Everything's coming back. Oh no. You know what? You know what's next, right?
What?
Darren ends up dating a blonde with huge boobs. That's what ends up next. That's the next step in all this.
I thought you were about to say
keeps repeating itself.
I thought you were about to say Darren gets ready reserved.
They can't already reserve me. I'm too old.
They try to My grandfather retired, and they tried to ready reserve with 100% disability, and they still tried to ready reserve him.
They
For
can
Gulf,
try
the first
all
Gulf
they
War.
want.
What?
They can try all they want. I'll just look at them and go, listen, my job was combat oriented. Unless you need someone to go and fix your radio magically, fuck off. The only reason I know how to fix it like magic is because like we called in the warrant officer enough times and I watched him do it. I went, okay, I think I figured this out.
I think I know how to do this.
I think I know how to do this. And then after that, I figured it out. Now, did it work every time? No, but 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, I sit there, spit on it, and we're good to go. And I was like, how did that work? I don't know. I just watched Warren Brown do it. So here I am. It's like, you've seen Warren Brown like 5 times. Yeah. You've seen him actually on the base? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What the fuck? No.
So next up, so some PS5 users are getting PlayStation Store credit for issues they had with PSN.
Okay, who is that? I haven't opened my PlayStation in a while, so I'm not sure if I'm getting anything.
So if you try to submit try to redeem a code during the outage and you had access to PSN during the outage, but it ate your code and didn't give you what you needed or what you were trying to get. Not only are they replacing your code, but they're also giving you $10 credit.
Okay.
So this isn't just like a blanket. You have a PlayStation account. Here's $10, but it's, oh, we accidentally took your money. Here's your money back, and here's an additional.
Gotcha. I do know what happened in the middle of like a major 24-hour sale.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why they're giving it out is it happened in the middle of a 24-hour sale.
And like the PlayStation sales when they're 24 hours, they mean 24 hours. Like it hits 3 a.m. our times, which is midnight California time. It's gone. It's gone.
That's why a lot of games don't unlock because they do it based on Sony.
Mhm.
A lot of Steam games don't unlock until 3 p.m. because they don't unlock until noon California time on PSN, and they want a global release.
Yep. Okay, that is Henya has a new model. It is adorable, chibi, which is weird because Henya was already short.
She's already short.
But this is even shorter.
Anyways.
Next.
So that's the PSN news. So a Backrooms indie dev is being forced to seek legal help because someone took their game off Steam and they uploaded it to the Nintendo Store.
They uploaded it to a couple of places, but yeah. So
they also did uploaded it to the Xbox Store and the PlayStation Store, but it's since been removed.
Yes. So
but it hasn't been removed yet from the Nintendo eShop because, well, they move slow.
Yeah. Well, so for those of you who don't know, Backrooms is a popular multiplayer co-op-ish horror game where you are in the back rooms of some office building with a creature that's trying to kill you, and you're trying to escape without the creatures killing you.
Yeah.
The problem now what ends up happening here is there's 100,000 different Backrooms clones. They're out there. They exist. This is what happens. You create something good but easy to copy. There it is. Now
this is apparently one of those clones.
And one of these clones took the original name and then uploaded it to PlayStation to everywhere else. And the Backrooms guys were like, "Hey, they took our name and they're like, that's not us. You're not buying a copy of our game. You're buying a copy of some."
And it wasn't just any just like, oh, we took the idea and made our own using similar assets. No, you could use the same strategy guide.
Yep. It was the exact same game with slightly different graphics. They used the exact same assets. They cleaned up the graphics so it wasn't as dark and gritty.
which made it easier.
Mm-hmm. So, like I saw this because our VTuber does horror games on Wednesdays. So he's got his nose on this. He's got a bunch of other horror VTubers that he talks with. So he's just like, yeah, this is what's going on. I'm going, that's cool. That's awesome because I have no clue what the fuck this is. So I had to actually look it up, and it made the actual news. Like, there we go, that'll work. But I don't know what to say on this. Like, there's tons of clones of games out there. You see them all the time, especially on Steam.
But that's different. Making a clone of a game is different than blatantly
Literally,
stealing it. But that's also happened a couple of times.
I
They also, like, they gave an example of Card Shop Simulator. That's happened. Chained Together got copied with Chained Towards Heaven.
mm-hmm. Like
with the same developer stealing those games.
Yep. So I'm sure this is probably some Southeast Asian company that doesn't care. They're gonna get their money and then leave. It costs them less in legal fees than it is to just call it a day. Are you checking to see if they're from Southeast Asia?
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Like, I have no clue. I
I'm not
assume
finding any info.
I couldn't when I looked it up either. But you know who might help me?
Who?
Elon Musk. Where is it's Cool Dev, right?
Yeah.
Company that owns Cool Dev operate.
That's the problem. Is what defines a cool dev? Cool devs.
Well, company Vietnam.
That doesn't surprise me.
Vietnam. And yes, using the power of Elon Musk and Grok 3. I did not make a perfect clone of Pokemon Generation 1 with Digimon using Grok 3. That's not what I did yesterday.
Anywho.
I made a copy of Digimon Worlds, putting in Pokemon. Entirely different.
Entirely different. So, moving on to other video game news. Suicide Squad was so bad, it failed so badly, that it led to the cancellation of another game.
So,
it led to the cancellation of the Wonder Woman game being made by Monolith. This is the studio that made Shadow of Mordor and Fear.
Yep. So this probably would have been a very, very good game. All right. You've got a company that knows how to make decent action games. One of them was going to be an action style game. I assume first person, if not third person. It would have been very action oriented. It would have been a lot of fun. I would have loved to have played this, but Suicide Squad was so bad. And this is something that so Suicide Squad was another huge problem, but before Suicide Squad, there was another fuck up that cost them a couple $100 million. That should have been a slam dunk.
Should have.
Yes, which was the Joker 2 with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Where again, we talked earlier about deconstructing and subverting expectations and all that other shit, and how the people who do this don't respect the original source material, which in this case it's a sequel to a movie. You should probably stick with the first movies, if not storyline, the same feel.
The same feel.
And instead they made a musical.
They I think they made Joker 2 specifically to punish everyone who liked Joker 1.
That is what
they
the
didn't want
director
it to
did.
be a good movie.
That is what the director did. The problem is, though, is that the director and the creator did that. The problem is Sony greenlit that project because Joker 1 made a ton of money on a
You mean
shoestring budget.
WB?
WB? Was it WB or was it Sony?
It was Warner Brothers because it was a DC
Well,
property.
Warner Brothers did that. That's right. Warner Brothers is also suffering. Warner Brothers also suffered from this because of Wonder Woman. Anyway, as I was saying, Warner lost a lot of money from this because because the original Joker movie was a very shoestring budget, like think 200 million, which is not a lot for a movie. The Joker 2 movie got double that. I think got 500 million total.
Because it's like, oh, this is a sequel to a successful movie. Even if it doesn't make as much money, it should at least make its money back.
Yes. Instead, it made less than half its money back.
Oops.
And that's before marketing budget.
Oops.
Which is usually about the same amount as the original movie. So you're watching, and everyone's sitting there going like, how could you? Warner's going, how cancel everything, cancel. Like Warner has started kicking out directors, and they're looking at people going, this has failed, never again. This has failed, never again. This has failed, never again. This is the same thing here. Suicide Squad failed, so Sony and Warner is like, listen, every DC product, cancel it. Cancel.
And it's not the fact that it's not the product. It's not the property. It's who you're allowing to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have respect for it.
Yes, and I would assume Monolith would do a good job, but I don't know who's doing the writing or who's doing the storyboarding. So I don't know the story on this one. But I assume Monolith would make a good game.
Yeah.
Making assumptions.
Apparently, they were originally going to reuse Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system.
Yeah, but that's my
question. They decided that it wasn't working, so they had just rebooted it 6 months ago.
Well, that's another good reason to just kill it then.
Yeah, it's like this isn't working, so this wasn't working, so they rebooted development. So that's usually a sign things aren't working.
Yeah, if things aren't working to that extent, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, everyone, welcome to the land of merit. We are now under a merit-based economy. If you can't do the work, if you can't keep up, if you can't learn fast enough, you're gone. You're gone. Yeah. And the reason behind this is because employers are tired of your shit.
And that's also something they should have learned after the Duke Nukem Forever debacle. Not the one that we got, but the one before where they rebooted the game like 5 or 6 different times because they just took too long, and then the technology moved on. We have to start all over again because our engine's out of date. That happened 5 or 6 times in the development of Duke Nukem Forever. That's why it went 10 years before it was finally canceled.
That doesn't work. Like you've got the original team from Dragon Age working on a game together, and I'm sure that game's going to be amazing, even though there's only like 20 of them working on it.
Because they care.
Because it's 20 friends who like playing games, who like making games, and they get to make a game with their friends.
Yes.
And a lot of these large corporations are making games with people who don't get that. They're there to collect a paycheck or to like make a statement. And this is why you're running into this now. And unfortunately now you've like the big bosses are in. The executives are looking and they're going, we're not making money. We're losing money. Kill it. Bezos told LA Times merit and freedom. Merit and free speech. This is where our editorial will go from this point forward. Why? Trump won the election.
You mean
get it through your head?
Washington Post.
No, LA Times too.
Wait, does he own LA Times?
He owns both, yes. Trust me, I'm very aware as to everything Bezos owns.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't own an LA Times.
Then why did the LA Times quit over him?
Probably in solidarity too with because the owner of the LA Times is a Trump supporter as well.
Okay. All I know is
apparently he's a friend of RFK Jr.
How could you not be a friend of RFK Jr.? He wants to cook everything in beef tallow. By the way, big news, huge news for fat people. I'm sorry, James. You need to stay away from this. But Shake Shack or Steak Shake, one of those two, now has all of their fries cooked in beef tallow. It's either Steak Shake or Shake Shack, one of those two. It might actually be both.
It's Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake.
You shouldn't have told me that. Because there's a Steak and Shake near me.
You aren't allowed to get it until you're leaving. How about that?
I'll just skip 2 meals tomorrow.
That's not good for you either. You have to eat a normal amount of food.
The way this is working, and I've had trash a couple of days and still lost weight because I manage input.
Okay.
As long as you're managing input most of the time, as long as I manage input, I'm okay.
Okay. Anyway, yes, beef tallow officially today, 100% of their stores. So
cool.
And we're just like, why do you know this, Darren? Because listen, you guys weren't there when McDonald's fries were only in beef tallow. You guys weren't there. It was delicious. And then they swapped it to the vegetable oil nonsense.
I didn't get to that until they switched to that nonsense.
And it wasn't as good. And I was like this is fine, but they're not as good. Like the old fries were crack-inducing. These are okay. It's like, oh, okay, these are all right, I guess. I mean, this is okay. Anyway, next article.
Tech news.
Which one?
Meta fires 20 employees for leaking confidential information.
Now, this is confidential national security information for Israel, which may include information for the United States. But
wait, it doesn't say what information it was in this article.
No, it doesn't. They can't. It's confidential. What part of Israel don't you people understand? Israel, don't play.
Are we sure? Are we sure? Are we sure that this was?
This was a IDF. Damn it. So trying to find an article that here. Let me find you one for you real fast. Because I thought I sent you the article, but I guess I sent you the link to the article.
No. Microsoft was fired workers for IDF.
No, this for IDF as well.
Microsoft boots workers for meetings for protesting sale of services to IDF.
Oh, then what was this article for? This one was just confidential secrets. This was just corporate espionage. I'm sorry. I've read too many articles in the last week, and a lot of it's been like off the wall crazy shit. That I'm just like, what's real? What's not real? Epstein's list is happening. It's not happening. What's going on?
How is it that I'm more on the ball than you are when I put my brain through a filter? Put my brain through a.
I don't think you understand how bad conspiracy Twitter is this week. This week alone. All right, it's been really no. It started on Saturday of last week, and it's only ramped up. And I'm like, normally you guys calm down by Tuesday. It only ran. I'm like, what is all this? What is going on? The fuck is this? And like, conspiracy Twitter is very hit and miss. Some of it's right, some of it's wrong. Some of it's just a blatant lie. Like some of it's just like that's not true. Stop. That's not true. Although conspiracy Twitter did call Zelensky blowing the big meeting before it happened,
Or it
and I'm
happened.
like, no.
No, he's not this
Germany did not order him to blow the big meeting. That's not what happened. But they did say he was going to blow it. And I'm like, how is he going to blow it? He has to show up, smile, eat lunch, and sign a paper.
He managed to fucking he managed to get fucking knife hand.
He got the mafia look with the two fingers. Like you only see that in mafia movies when someone's about to kill you. Anyway, so what happened here is 20 employees took important information and started selling those secrets to competitors to Meta, and they were immediately fired because Zuckerberg's not playing anymore.
No.
And yeah, he's a big nerd. You saw him dancing around in like a 70s style disco suit for his wife's birthday.
Yeah.
But he's still a businessman. He don't play.
And why does he have why did Facebook become so big? Because he's fucking ruthless.
Yes.
That's who he's almost as ruthless as Bill Gates back in the day.
No, Bill Gates was ruthless. Yeah.
Well, Bill Gates was ruthless, but he also he didn't have to be ruthless because he had Steve Ballmer to be ruthless.
Yes, but Bill Gates also has zero friends. Like no one he used to hang out with when he first started with still talks to him.
Ballmer still talks to him.
That doesn't count. You don't include your enforcer in that.
And Paul Allen still talked to him, but Paul Allen still talked to him, but Paul Allen's dead.
Yeah. But like when you ain't got, you're like, all right, there we are. Zuckerberg at least still has people he talks to. Even the people he like fucked over, like still talk to him because it was business. But it wasn't like that bad. I think Peter Thiel was at his wedding. Thiel. But yeah. So yeah, like listen, I hate to go and tell you guys this, but these Zoomers and these millennial people, they ain't very loyal. If you hire me, I've yet to give out any corporate secrets to anyone. And I won't for less than $2 million. And that's only for shit that they could find on their own. They want the good shit. They got to really pay. Talking Epstein Island money.
Anywho,
I want 7 politicians in my pocket.
So, speaking of speaking of what we were just talking about, why you got to do this?
I do want to make muffin now.
Damn it! Per the Times of Israel, Microsoft boot workers from meeting with CEO for protesting sale of services to IDF.
Yes. Now we're talking about the Israeli Defense Force, not the immunocompromised something foundation.
It's the Israeli Defense Force.
So why does this matter? Well, see, Microsoft makes a lot of important software for various nations. I forget what this software was for. Go ahead.
But what was going on was he was having it. He was giving a speech, and workers to the right of him revealed T-shirts that "Does our code kill kids?"
It's not yet. Mm-hmm.
Security was on them pretty quickly.
They're probably all fired.
Probably.
They're probably all. And you know what the really, really bad part about this is? They will never work in actual tech again.
No.
Absolutely not. Okay, because I like to tell you guys this, but when you work in tech, you got to realize that sometimes you're going to kill people. All right, that's the way it's going to work.
if you work for Microsoft, you're going to realize that they sell Windows licenses to they sell Windows licenses to governments,
Yes.
including
If
militaries. They sell
if
Office licenses to governments, including militaries.
if you work in any kind of science, you're selling something to some kind of military, and they're going to kill people with it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Oppenheimer. It was meant to cause great things for mankind, and it did. It showed us the power of the sun.
But specifically, they were protesting providing AI and cloud computing services to the Israeli military. Well, Microsoft's trying to turn itself into a cloud computing company. Of course, they're going
Yes,
to go after militaries have big budgets, so of course they're going to go after those big pockets.
and Israel is a good test case to go and try things before they sell it back to the American
Yeah, before
military
they
as
sell it
well.
to US DoD.
So, like, this was definitely a trial run, but listen, Palestine, Israel, I don't really care. I'm not on either side except for the Catholics. They should rule that area on their own. I will always say that. If it was owned by the Catholics, we would not be having this issue.
Uh,
Only one group of people knows how to deal with these two groups of people, and that's the Catholics.
well, the current pope.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Soon, African Pope. Soon.
Also, speaking of
Everyone,
Microsoft, um, Microsoft killing things. Microsoft is killing Skype.
so this
8.5 billion flushed down the drain.
wasn't actually flushed down the drain because you got to figure a lot of what was bought with Skype, a lot of the technology, a lot of stuff was implemented into their Microsoft Teams stuff.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, Teams is an evolution of Skype for Business, which was not a Skype product. Skype for Business was an evolution of Microsoft Live Communicator, which was a product of MSN Messenger for Business. I
My head
know
hurt.
because I've looked at the executables of them. Because I've had to support this bullshit, and Skype for Business was a pain in my ass, and so was Teams.
I have
What Teams
questions
did
as
was
to
it took what existed with Skype for Business, which had already existed as Microsoft Link and existed before that as MSN Messenger for Business. It took that and it took Microsoft Link and it married it with SharePoint.
I have questions as to why the hell they went through all that effort of buying Skype then.
Well, they bought Skype because it's like, oh, this is a platform everyone's using. And they bought it and they immediately fired a bunch of people because, oh, they're duplicates. They fired a bunch of people because, oh, we already have our own developers. But that was the people who knew the fucking code base. And so the code base began to rot. And then everyone realized Skype was a pile of trash, and everyone realized that for personal use that Skype was a pile of trash, and they all went to Discord.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we tried other things before Discord, but yeah,
they all jumped ship to Discord.
Eventually, yeah. Now,
Or they
I'm
found
confused.
they found other solutions like Line in other markets. So everything
Slack.
that Skype was good for, better alternatives popped up.
Discord, Slack, Zoom, whatever.
Zoom, Line.
I'm again, like, Skype should have been able, because it used to have weird connections to things. You could use Skype for phone calls and other kinds of stuff, and it was a weird little thing. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I have no need to ever use Skype for a phone call, but okay.
Yeah. And so they did take some of that technology and they put it into Teams. But a lot of that technology had already existed side by side in Microsoft Link.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have to go and fix.
All these things. All right. Well,
I used to
that
have to
was our
go and
last.
fix. I used to have to go fix Skype for Business all the fucking time. You know what it said? You know what the executable said? Microsoft Link. I used
All
to have to
right
go
then.
fix the. They later changed it to Teams, but I used to have to go and fix Microsoft Teams all the time when we first transitioned to Teams from Skype for Business. You know what they called the executable was called? Skype for Business. .exe. Thank you, Microsoft. And then the executable changed because he added SharePoint support because Teams,
Gotcha.
and it just
All right.
became link connected to a SharePoint library on the back end.
All right. That's our last article.
Anyways, sorry for it
Rant
all
away,
ended
my
up being
friend.
wasted money.
Let's see what we got in the land of. Why is Crunchyroll trending? I'm afraid.
Let's see why Crunchyroll is trending, so we can laugh. We can laugh at our enemies.
Ooh, good news. Crunchyroll has been bullied for the last week or two to fix the translation of their newest episode of ReZero.
Oh.
Because they didn't translate it correctly, and like translators like, this is wrong. This is wrong. You put in some stupid woke garbage. This is wrong. It's supposed to be what have you done to the authority of greed, not what you're just a weak woman. They're like you're not even close. You're just making shit up now.
Oh.
Look at that. Look at that. We're winning. We're winning. This is Trump's America. You know what? We are this close to having Trump talk about Gamergate.
You ass. When you were talking about Sargon earlier, I was this close to saying, "Oh yeah, Sargon talking about how all we need is Trump to talk about Gamergate." Is he on that shit again? Is he gonna run for? Is he gonna run for parliament again?
I'm just saying. He got pretty close to saying something pretty Gamergatory yesterday. I was waiting for him to go, listen here, non-derogatory slur. Oh. Well, Norway's fucked.
Oh well. So I'm not really
beyond that.
I'm not really seeing anything.
Yeah, there's nothing else really going on. Everything's kind of.
Apparently it's Elimination Chamber.
The girl from National Lampoon's European Vacation died, or Europe trip died.
Euro trip.
Yeah,
that was a couple days ago.
Yeah, like I know that happened. She got a liver transplant. It did not take. The funny thing is, she got a liver transplant, and her mom had called her, and she didn't answer. So her mom waited a day or two before she walked over to go and find out if she was okay. And I'm like, why is she alone if she just had a major surgery like that?
Yeah, why?
Like
you can go home, but you should have someone checking up on you.
You should. Like, I don't like. My dad went through a major surgery. I called him every day. I texted him. I texted my aunts and my cousins. I made sure everyone was all right. I made sure someone was there. Maybe not every second of the day, but majority of the day, someone was there. Make sure my dad's okay. Make sure he isn't bleeding to death. You know, make sure he isn't trying to walk on his broken ass leg. It's my father.
I snorted because I have family that's tried to walk on broken limbs.
I've done it myself.
I know it's stupid. I've also done it myself. Fuck it, I can do it myself. I don't need anyone to help me. Oh God, why am I on the floor in pain?
9 times out of 10, I've gotten in trouble because I've gone do this. Fuck it, I'll do it myself. You're fucking useless. I got one leg. I'm more useful than you. And everyone's like, Darren, why are you being so mean to the rest of your coworkers? I don't know. Why is Hopalong walking 20 fucking meters this way? Explain that one to Mr. I have 2 legs that work. You don't have to be mean about it. No, I do. I do have to be mean about it. Because you didn't understand the fucking concept of I'm broken and other people can't walk.
So,
but yeah, there's apparently nothing going on in the world. It's going to be a quick ending right there because everyone else is kind of playing Monster Hunter or talking about Ukraine. That's all there is.
that's all that's going on.
That's all that's going on in any shape or form. And we are also guilty of this because there's nothing going on. The only thing I see all day has been Zelensky memes, and they're great. I love the ones that are just midget bowling. Those are my favorite. Excuse me, little people bowling. I'm sorry for you, non-derogatory. I'm sorry for non-derogatory all over that. What the fuck? Okay. I don't even know. I don't even know. Anyway, this has been the Geek-Posium. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully. Unless everything goes to shit and we have like a sudden attack from Canada.
You never know these days.
You never listen. I would not be surprised if all of a sudden all the internet lines were cut by sharks suddenly.
Have a good one, everybody.
Yep, and remember, we should all feel really bad for Norway when it loses all internet access the next week. It's going to be terrible, awful, terrible thing to happen to them. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching the Geek-Posium. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow, and all that other jazz wherever you can. Hope to see you guys soon, and of course, share the video if you like it. Bye-bye.